So in the seventh week, we filmed and edited and evaluated a experimental video that we sort of did, where we were given an hour to go out and film something about the college. Basically, it was meant to be a formal video, sort of explaining what we liked around the college and all of that sort of like concept. But me and my group, we sort of had an issue because the camera completely had, I don't know, had a mare of a time trying to work. And it was really frustrating because then by the time we got the camera fixed and we got the sound going, because even the mic was completely busted. By the time we got it done, we had around 30 minutes left, which wasn't very long. We had no idea what we were going to do. We had no like script, no plan. We just literally winged it. And then it was me and another student who sort of just did it, and the other two, I don't really know where they went. They just disappeared, sort of, and they do make like a brief cameo in the film, but they weren't really there. They didn't really make much of an impact, which wasn't helpful. But um, this led to be the footage being absolutely shocking because it was all really done on the spot. I was just completely like making it up as I went. So I was a bit worried for how it turned out when it, all came out. And even while we were recording it, I said to my student, like, this is probably going to look terrible. And they agreed. They're like, yeah, this probably isn't going to work out. I was like, oh, it seemed like a bit of a drag, really. By the time like we got back into the class, I was just a bit annoyed because had wasted so much time on something really simple, you know. So that was quite annoying for me because I knew I could have made it formal, I could have made it look good, but I didn't really. I felt a bit handicapped to that because the camera just didn't decide to work for me. So while editing it, I had to sort of make it a comedy because I used to have I still do have this YouTube channel, and I used to post videos on there, and there'd be silly edits like the actual not the document, the experimental film. There was a lot of like memes and stuff like that, and a lot of jokes in it. So I thought, okay, I can revive this really bad footage and use it to my, advantage, and in essence have it as good footage actually, because it would have worked for this sort of like mockumentary instead of making like a proper, like a formal, very like, oh, yes, North Arts College. It was more just like, North Arts College, that it was sort of like that. So I edited it for a couple of hours, in the class, and then I stayed after college. I came back on the Thursday, I think it was, when we were only in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I came back on the Thursday to do some extra editing, and I was really actually quite happy with it, how it turned out. It was really funny, you know. It really worked out the way I wanted it to, in the sense that I wanted it just to be a massive joke of of like a tour, and have it not be serious in any way at all. So I just really did my best just to use what I had, and at the time, the joke that I'd made, like the jokes that I'd made while filming, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try capitalize on this. I'm gonna try use it to my advantage, and I did that. Making a few references here and there, or like when I joked about certain things, I sort of use that to my advantage. You'll know what I'm on about if you watch it. I'm not gonna say it here, but there are some bits where, or I'm talking about the vending machine. You'll know what I mean when you watch it, if you've watched it already, that is. I don't know, but yeah, that was sort of like week seven summed up. Just filming, editing, and evaluating the experimental video. And the whole point of doing it was like, okay, make a formal one of like a tour under pressure, and then see how well you can do it. And that would sort of be the same kind of concept in a sense. If it was formal, it was meant to be like the same sort of concept that you'd have with the documentary, with it being obviously very formal. It's not meant to be like much of a joke. So for our group, that sort of turns completely upside down. Two of them, no, actually, the other three people in my group all made it like very formal, having very, it looked like a proper something you'd see on the college website. It's something you'd see there, whereas with mine, it's something you'd see like on YouTube, like a joke type video or online. Just it wasn't very. It was a complete opposite of what it was meant to be, but it worked because it wasn't bad. Like it was entertaining to watch. You could watch and get a little giggle out of it. So I got away with one there, I feel. But yeah, week 7, basic film, edited, evaluated the experimental project.